more people realize that we have a collective challenge, climate change resolution, generation of a sustainable life process for humanity, the more they're going to realize that collaboration is a requirement. It's not a nice to have. It is the bread and butter of the process. It is the solution. And in that dynamic, they will be required to make choices, to choose to collaborate, to choose to come together in common cause, to choose to come together courageously, to set aside their prior beliefs, expectations, desires, preferences, prejudices, biases, assumptions, misapprehensions, and to find a way to bond together constructively and efficiently and effectively, to build that path of collaboration together. And it must be done consciously. If we have learned ways to interact, to coordinate, to work together in a team environment in the past, those become subconscious or unconscious or second nature or instinctual or reactive rather than consciously proactive in their dynamics. In any organization, in any group, and say, you people are loving, kind, caring, good people, and you have learned to operate in the unconscious or socially resonant ways that you have, and those ways of operating are not conscious, they're not optimally collaborative, they won't solve climate change. They may get you close and they won't do it because climate change can only be resolved by consciousness. Therefore, if you approach it with any dynamic of unconscious tribalism, you can't solve it. You can't get from point A to point B on that path. We can't get to climate change from tribe, from ego, from taproot, from fear, from victim, perpetrator, rescuer dynamics. They won't translate. They are not a path that will take us the whole way to our goal. So we would suggest that we can communicate this set of understandings in a workshop very succinctly and plant these ideas and understandings that say there must be a comprehensive awakening in humanity, in organizations, in groups, in cultures, in religions, in genders, in races, in age groups. This comprehensive awakening must occur, and it occurs by first making that which you've been doing conscious so that you can choose something else. Because until it's conscious, you literally cannot choose to operate in a different way because your subconscious is pressing against your conscious intentions and taking them out of true, taking them out of precision, taking them out of accuracy. And thus the results that you would get from such dynamics are not optimally collaborative. If we can operate in teams and we can say, we can create a safe space that says, I get that you folks are committed to my well-being. I accept that. I have trust and faith in that. If I start to fall on my face, you're going to catch me. If I trip, you're going to hold me up. If I collapse, you'll surround me and support me. I know that. I have absolute faith in that. We are here for each other. We are here for the world. We're here for humanity. If we can have that safe space recognition and commit to it with enough focused intentionality, then every discussion becomes possible. Every evaluation of a new way forward for humanity becomes immediately possible. Every contribution that we might wish to offer, it may not be perfect, it may not be absolutely configured in the best way to be offered, it may seem that it's clumsily offered, and it can be caught by the other person, recognized to be valid, recognized to have some grain of truth and necessity in it, otherwise it wouldn't have been said. It would have been contributed. That's faith, that's trust, that's confidence in self and others, that's courageous collaboration, that is a dynamic of being willing to say, I'm experiencing this, whatever this is. It doesn't matter what this is. It doesn't matter what's expressed. If it can be spoken into the open, clear space of the conscious collaborative team consciousness in a constructive way, it can be resolved. Doesn't matter what it is, it can be resolved. Setting that standard of conscious collaboration in our teams, we suggest, is a vital necessity for our processes and is of beyond incredible importance for the world. If you can imagine an Arab nation and Israel meeting in a room to negotiate a peace treaty, and the Arabs saying, you've done this and you're bad and you shouldn't have done this and we're hurt and we're wounded, and the Israelis saying, we're right and we're good and you've done this to us and you're bad, we're right for this reason, you're wrong for this reason, and you need to change, we're doing good just like we are. And the Arabs say, no, we're right the way we are and you must change. That's a struggle. That's an argument. That's a misunderstanding on both sides unfolding in such a way as not to generate shared understanding and collaborative effort. Those tribalized, egoic approaches are shooting ourselves in the foot as nations and as a species, hampering our potential for the future. If we understand this dynamic, as simple as this metaphor is, with absolute clarity and determined intention, we can say in every meeting of every team, we have faith in each other. We have faith in this process. We have faith in the goodness and deservedness of humanity to evolve and grow and change and heal and prosper and proliferate, and in such a way as to not damage the environment, to work in harmonious concert with the environment. These same energies that would try to have our way within any team process are the same energies in a different form that we operate in relationship to the environment with. If we're saying to the forests and the trees, you're in our way, we're going to mow you down. We're going to clear cut you and burn you to the ground because we want something different. We want to plant crops here, and we're just going to do it because we want it. Are we collaborating with nature? Is that a collaborative process? Is it a collaborative process to pour millions of gallons of radioactive waste from the Fukushima atomic plant that they can't manage into the ocean, to just dump it into the ocean? Is that collaborating with nature? Is that symbiotic? Is that a healthy relationship with nature? Is eating up all the fish in the ocean a collaborative approach to nature? We're intending to extend the understandings of conscious collaboration to all entities, including the planet itself. The oceans, the rivers, the mountains, the trees, the plants, the animals, the air, all of it. If we have a conscious collaborative approach and interaction with all of these entities, it's not, the world is not some dead thing that we get to chop up and dice up and burn up and feed on. It's a living thing that we can collaborate with. And it's more than willing to collaborate with us. It's proven that for millions of years. It's us that have been non-collaborative with it, that have been competing with it. This is a foundational shift in species approach to life and survival and development and evolution and learning. It's imperative that we understand it, walk the talk, speak that language, communicate that intention, serve continually with consistency as best we can. And while realizing there is no failure in this process, there's only refinement, only evolution, only learning.